Good evening. This is our first week switching to the new Monday live stream format of it being a wild card rather than just being Snowrunner every Monday. Essentially, this gives me an opportunity to play whatever game I want to play rather than being stuck with just a single game title. This channel is going to still remain mostly farming simulator related, at least for the time being, till I have time to put in more effort on some of the other games, basically. But this format on Monday night here lets us hit up. I've put 6 of the games. If you look at the thumbnail, I put 6 of the games into the wild card slot for the moment. Those being Snowrunner, Tank Mechanic Simulator, American Truck Simulator, Far Cry 5, and now my mind just blanked on the other two. Oh, jeepers. So Tank Mechanic, well, Snowrunner, of course, if I didn't say that one already. But yeah, anyway, what are they? Let's try this over again. So Tank Mechanic Simulator, Hitman, Far Cry 5, Derail Valley, that's the one I couldn't think of, along with Hitman, Snowrunner, and American Truck Simulator. That's all 6 of them. So those 6 will be the ones that get rotated through. Tonight happens to be Tank Mechanic Simulator. I've been playing a lot of this lately, and I'm quite enjoying it. What's YouTube complaining about? Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, as such viewers will experience buffering. Well, that's not cool. Why is that? Huh. Let me try making an adjustment on OBS here. Let's see if that helps at all. Well, we'll have to yeah, I don't know what that's all about. But we'll just have to see how it goes. So we're going to continue our existing game here. I have a pair of M8 Greyhounds, which are a small wheeled attack vehicle. Both are in extremely rough shape. So first thing we want to do is look around them for any weapon fire holes. Basically, were they taken out by large caliber weapon, such as a tank round? This one possibly. So we'll get that close there. There's some black there, right next to the turret. Oh, we fell off the ladder. I don't see anything. I don't believe anyway. So what I always do is I always, for both vehicles, take out the engine, take off the turret. You have to do this for some of the repairs anyway, so I might as well do it right from the get-go. And then I'll pull out my grinding wheel and grind some rust off. I'm going to switch to my examination mode, which shows me the status of all the parts. Alright, so that's fully ground off. I'll switch to my sandblasting, and that engine is green. It does say only 24 for condition, but that's because it's missing a whole load of parts. So now we'll do the same thing over here to this engine. Now, I try whenever possible, if I have multiple of the same vehicle to be worked on, to do them at the same time. And the reason for that is just I feel it makes things go faster. It probably doesn't. And I don't always work on two vehicles at the same time either. Sometimes I just work on one. Now, I happen to own both of these also. Neither one is for a client. These are both for me. In this game, you can recover wrecked vehicles and rebuild them and put them in a museum, which, if anybody pops in live at all, I'll stop working and go take a look at the museum. Otherwise, I'll take a look at the museum whenever I feel like it, basically. But, alright, so we're going to remove this hammer, and I'll show you why. If I switch back to my grinding wheel and start grinding on it, if you look on the right hand, lower quarter, it says hammer, whole exterior condition 9%, replaceable only. I cannot remove the rust from this, so I have to pull it off. Oops. And I got stuck. Thankfully, we can move our steps away and get out. So let's move this somewhere in the middle here. There we go. Alright, we jump up onto the tank. I can open the engine hatches. Now I know from experience the battery box is just like the hammer, so we'll just pull that right off. And we're going to get our grinding wheel back out again. Grind away on that stuff. Oop, don't fall off. And then grind away in here. Cool. I know that the dashboard is another one that can't be worked on. Alright, so that's everything. Now you notice, unlike the engines, I didn't just pull out the sanding and and go onto that. That's because there's more to it when it comes to other things. Not everything goes straight to green after sandblasting. Some of it you have to prime and paint. Alrighty. Duck up inside. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot to do in here either, so we'll move on to our other, more complete turret. And that's one of the nice things about the game. When you acquire tanks, which there are two ways to do it, and I will show you both ways. And it's not always tanks, I guess. Vehicles, we'll call them, because some of them are armored fighting vehicles of one sort or another. Alright, we pull off the tow rope for the same reason as the hammer. And dashboard, also the shovel. These two fuel canisters. Yep. We'll jump up in here. Open our driver's hatch. Oh. No dashboard in this one. Good times. Alright, so. Get the grinding wheel back out. Just like I say, from experience, having played the game, I know quite a few of the things that cannot be repaired and just have to be replaced instead. Come on. Alrighty. And when I come across those, I will pull them, like this fuel hose, another one. And the battery box again. Yeehaw. Oh. Alrighty. So that looks like that is everything. Is there something in my paint booth? There is. What do we have here? We have a Panther. And that, see that black scoring? That's what I was looking for on the two Greyhounds there. That is indicative of an enemy round penetrating somewhere. Looks like one right there. And when we get on to repairing this guy, I'll show you. Yep, there's another one right there too, and another one there. Boy, he was shot up pretty badly. But I'll show you how to fix those because they require an extra step. Let's pull out our handy dandy sandblasting gun here. And you notice these turned yellow instead of green. Green is fully complete. So, there we go. And duck under there. All right, pop out. Stand up straight. So there's the dark red, which means not even started. The bright red, which means it's been ground with the grinding wheel or had rust removed with the electric rust remover tool, which is early game stuff that I don't use anymore. And yep, you can get at things from underneath as well when the bottom's opened up like this. So once you remove the rust with one of those tools, you can sandblast it, and if it's meant to be bare metal, like an engine or a transmission or like those fans, what do we got here? The seat and that thing. It'll turn yellow, and then if you prime it, it'll turn blue, and then when it's finished, of course, it'll turn green. I missed a few things on this one with the grinding wheel. So get those taken care of. Then go back to the sand. And so I just carry on like this, cleaning up anything I missed as I go, but I try to stay on just one task at a time. Dang it. There we go. Boy, I did a really messy job on this one, didn't I? Probably because I'm talking too much. But yeah, so we'll just continue on with this. Now, what I'm doing right now repairs all of the components that are already, and now we're priming, by the way. That's why it's going to go blue. Repairing all the components that are on the vehicle. Then, if I own a set of blueprints for the vehicle, I can craft replacement parts for stuff that's missing. Otherwise, I have to buy them. Now, crafting is much better because it's essentially free. It takes crafting parts, but getting those crafting parts is done in a couple of ways. With either scrap metal, which I'll show you where to get that at some point, or by recycling extra parts. You can dismantle, like I could completely dismantle one of these and use it as replacement parts for the second one. And then, basically just sell the Hulk for scrap, which frequently doesn't get you any money. It gets you $0. So that's kind of pointless in my opinion. But we'll go through, get all of this painted. Well, not painted, primed. Awesome. That's everything primed there. And last but not least, get the body of the vehicle. And I could make two fairly complete vehicles out of this. I mean, they wouldn't be 100% complete. I mean, one fairly complete vehicle out of the two is what I meant to say. It wouldn't be 100% complete, of course, but I'd be way closer than either one is right now. by itself. However, if you look in the upper right corner of your screen there, I have almost $1 million in the bank because I've been boogie woogieing. That's what I meant to say. On doing repair contracts. Hey, Tristan's Farm. How are you this evening? Doing repair contracts for money and also renovating vehicles that I've acquired. So now we're going to switch over to painting this. And as you can see, it goes pretty quick. It doesn't take long to renovate a vehicle. Oops, but while we're painting, I do want to go into storage here. Hit select all. Oops. First, let's... Why didn't it... Turn that off for a minute. Storage. There we go. All the M8 stuff. Select all and hit outsource repairs. That way I can get those repaired by people who are capable of it, since I am not. And that will let me put those components back on the vehicle in a fully repaired and painted state. Which gets us ever closer. Ooh, there's a tiny little piece. If I switch that back to primer mode. Oh, it didn't even get sandblasted. That's what the problem. There we go. Primer. Is it primer? There we go. Now paint. So Tristan, when I, and whoever else happens to be here, when I finish with these two vehicles that I'm working on right now, which if you missed the beginning of the stream, are just two of the same thing. When I finish with these, I will show you my inventory of available vehicles to work on, and we can decide together what's going to be done next. That way you guys can tell me what you want to see, basically. Rather than just letting me torture you with what I like to work on. And we'll go for a tour of my museum of ones that I've fully restored. Yep. Do I need to duck under here? Yes, I do, because I need to finish this. Grind the rust off, sandblast it. There we go. Grind the rust off, sandblast it. There we go. No, these are M8 Greyhounds. There's the turret for it. It's a wheeled assault vehicle. So basically a wheeled tank, a wheeled light tank. But I have a lot of options for us to work on because I've been playing this for a while already on this save. So there's a lot of things that we can work on together. Duck under here. So earlier I was explaining the color coding. I have it in exam mode right now. That's why it's these colors as I work. If I turn examination mode off, that's fully painted. That one's fully painted. That turret is primed. In examination mode, a dark red means that I haven't started working on it. It's all rusty, nasty. A bright red means that I've done something to remove all the rust. And then a yellow means I've sandblasted it. Blue means it's been primed. And green means that it's been painted. All right, there. That is everything that I can do so far on these two. So now we're going to concentrate on just this one. And what we're going to do is get out of the examination mode, and we're going to go under tank analysis. So this tells us what the vehicle's stats look like right now. And we're not in great shape because we need to buy all the missing parts. I'm going to buy them pre-painted. I could buy them in any state I want, but I'm going to buy them all pre-painted. I can afford to, so might as well. I'm not even going to look through the cart here. This will have everything I need. Just hit accept. And if we look at our organizer, we have, for a customer, we have a T-34 to work on, and the Panther that's in my paint booth at the moment for a contract. And we can go dig up another tank, which I would like to do. But before we do any of that, we need to go to assembly mode. Oops, and start putting this thing back together. There we go. And once we get it all put back together, we'll do the same thing with the other one. The reason that you want to do these one at a time is because I'm working on the same vehicle on both sides. If I was working on two different vehicles, I could get all the parts for both at the same time. But because these can share parts, it would screw it up. So we'll just work our way through here, rebuilding all the suspension, getting the wheels on this side. Sometimes this game is a lot of tedious clicking, but I enjoy it anyway. Especially for the reward. Why don't we go look at that as soon as I finish putting this guy together. Come on, there we go. And there we go. Beautiful. Put our tow rope back on. Voila. Put everything in here back in. This thing was pretty beat up, it looks like. But to be fair, this one I bought out of the junkyard, so I knew it was going to be. And this does... There's two ways that we can replace the components inside. One is I can switch back to disassembly mode, which actually lets me open stuff. And then the other way is that I can hit... If I go back into the radial menu, I can hit this interior options and make the exterior of the tank invisible. And it'll show me everything that I need to... Here, let's switch the view around so you guys can see this being done. Shows me everything that I need to work on still. Which is quite a lot, to be fair. But this is a good thing that I'm doing this because I don't actually have an M8 Greyhound in my museum yet. I have another vehicle built on the same chassis, which is the M10, which is basically a Greyhound without its turret. we've got, looks like transmission pieces down here. Yep. With all these drive shafts. And I love that they call U-joints drive shaft also. The makers of this game are not native English speakers, I don't believe, because they have some really weird, poorly written text sometimes. I know that doesn't mean everything, but in general, it's pretty indicative. All right, anything left over here? Yep, that fuel line. Okay, everything's good there. So we're at 66% assembly, 66% repairs. So we're getting there. The engine needs a lot. That part I knew. Oh boy. Definitely a lot. Alright, what else is missing? Looks like some more valves. Valve cover. What else is missing here? So one thing I can do is I can go onto my status menu here and I can pull up engine. So I'm missing ignition wires, an engine head, and all the pistons, it looks like, and all the spark plugs, the oil pan, the thermostat. It shows me everything that's missing, which it is weird that it's not showing up here as things I can re-add to the motor. And it makes me really curious as to what's going on. I've never actually seen it do this before. Here we go. I see. It's because I have to do it in this view. So this thing's engine definitely got chewed up, that's for sure. Oops. Hello. How long was it no sound? Ay, ay, ay. What a pain. I might have the sound on the game turned down. I don't really hear it either. Yeah. There we go. Now we'll have sound effects too. But anyway, as I was saying, whether you guys were hearing me or not, I can also go on the tank analysis menu and go somewhere, driver's site A, and I click on that, and it'll spin me around to wherever it is. It'll lock me onto it, and I can, there we go, I can see it in there. And that will help me find the things that I'm missing. And I can do that as many times as I need to get everything until she's repaired 100%. There was something right there. But another thing that we can do is also, from this menu, jump inside. There we go. Now we can see all those things that was impossible to see from the outside. And those are done. Yeah, sorry about that, Tristan. Go ahead and say something if the audio drops for any reason. Okay, so we're pretty close to having her all repaired now. Looks like we're just missing something from the fuel system. A radiator cap. Go figure. And voila, that is a 100% vehicle. Now we can move it and put it in the paint room, which takes the tank that was in the paint room, puts it out here. And we can, using this awesome panel, pick a different paint scheme for it. So that's interesting. This is an American vehicle. Those are German markings. And that's because the Germans would use them anytime they captured them, especially later in the war. I think we'll go with Forest. That's a pretty standard piece of equipment there. And now I have my very first fully finished M8 Greyhound. And we're going to want to put it into the museum. So I'll go to move it, and I select move, tank to museum. I've got a Wolverine, a Sherman, an M20 armored car, the Little Willie, a KV-1, an M26 Pershing, a Panther, a Mouse, a T-34, a T-34/85, a T-34/76. The slash number refers to the size of their gun. This T-34 is a 76 millimeter gun. This one has an 85 millimeter gun. Bigger caliber gun, more damage, right? We've got a Stug and a Tiger 1. So I think that what I'm going to replace, at least temporarily, is actually this Panther, because the Panther, this Panther, is the very first thing that I ever finished. And I didn't know at the time how to find what I was missing. So if you'll see, this one says 97%. If we look in here, it is because I have a torsion bar that never got repaired. And I have to take the whole side of the tank apart, take the tracks off and everything in order to get to that torsion bar. So that will be something for another day. I'm sure you guys would like to see my museum, so we're going to head to the museum now. The museum in this game is important for two things. It helps you get achievements for Steam achievements, and it's a way to make extra money from the ticket sales to the museum. So here's another example. This is an M10 Wolverine. Again, it's an American. It's not actually a tank. It's a tank destroyer. But it's actually painted as a captured German vehicle. We have our beautiful Tiger 1. Everybody's love-hate tank from World War II, the Sherman. This is a Little Willie, which is a British tank from World War I. There's a T-34-76. And this is an M26 Pershing from Korea. They were at the very tail end of World War II used. You can actually learn that by reading the sign. This gigantic beast here is the Mouse. This is our Stug. No, this is our Stug. Yep. And then here's our M8 that we just finished. And here's the other T-34, the 85mm gun T-34. This guy here is a KV-1, which is another Russian tank. And last but not least, we have the M20 armored utility car, which is a turretless version of the M8, basically. So that is my museum, and every slot is full. So if we go out here in the yard, you can see my collection of wrecks, and also where I can get scrap metal. So out here is my collection of wrecked tanks that I can work on, and then there's these piles of trash that I can click on and get scrap metal for making parts. But if I come through this, I'm not going to call it a gate because there's no gate, but this gap in the wall here, this is a junkyard that I can buy wrecked vehicles from, like this thing. So if I go here, go to the analysis menu, this is a Panzer III. And I don't remember if I own a Panzer III or not, but I buy everything from here. This is where both of the M8 Greyhounds that I just finished repairing, well, finished repairing one of them. This is where they both were at the same time, strangely enough. And they've got more trash I can pick through. And so that's how I get scrap metal for doing repairs. But yeah, I've got lots of tanks sitting out here waiting to be worked on. And if I go to, is it? There we go. Nope, not storage. Tank manager. If we look in the workshop, I've got the Panzer V. I've got two of them in there. Mine is in the paint booth, and then the one for a customer is here in the actual workshop. Out here in the yard, I've got all of this stuff. In my warehouse, I've got all of that, and then there's the contents of the museum. So I've got quite a lot of vehicles hanging around at the moment. Now I gotta remember how to teleport. I didn't know I could get to my tools from here. I'll just walk. So there is also a proving ground where I can take the tanks out and drive them. I don't care for it because the controls are garbage. But you can shoot the guns and everything else. But before we do anything else, let's pull up our tablet here. Look at our active contracts. One of them is to go and dig something up. Oh, okay. And this is where we guess put in the only part that I have for this thing. Whoops. The only part that I have for this thing, which is this battery box. And I'm going to sell this rather than finish repairing it. Oops. Because I don't need two of them. So basically I just restored this as much as I could in order to increase the value, and I'm going to get 4,500 bucks from it. Cha-ching. Goodbye. And that'll let us go out on this extraction mission. And I always take the quad because the off-road vehicle is not really an off-road vehicle. It's an old World War II Willys Jeep that gets stuck everywhere. Come on. Alright. So, because I've unlocked everything, I have all the good stuff. I can go straight to my drone. And, whoops. And use the drone to explore the map. This is a tedious process. But this is how you find artifacts for your museum, both tanks and things like machine guns. I actually have a bazooka from one of my dig sites. Anyway, you get the idea. I just go down. I cover the whole map because sometimes you find things outside of the circle. The tank will be inside the circle, but other things like helmets, machine guns, rifles can be found outside of said circle. And I recently learned that instead of clicking like crazy like this, that once I've done this once, I can actually save this. And never have to do this again. Especially since sometimes I screw it up and accidentally start it over, which is a real pain. Alright, there we go. 50 waypoints laid out. And now I can hit save. And I'll call it full map. There we go. Then we just hit start. Minimize that again. Switch over to ground penetrating radar. And you can see it's actually already found something. But basically, I just sit here and wait. Get rid of the tutorial thing. Until it has scanned the whole map. Then I send it over to place markers on anything that it can. Although, this time, because there's one right next to us, I can actually grab our magnetometer here. Show the controls, because I don't remember. Well, that's crap. How about the metal detector? It's just beeping no matter what. Yep. And trust me, starting the game using just that metal detector sucks. But we can grab our shovel here and try to dig up whatever. Apparently you can't dig up the road. Go figure. try to dig up whatever was out here while we wait for the scan to finish. And sometimes I find it, and sometimes I don't. Personally, I think this one happens to be under the road, and we're not going to find it. Hi, Taz. You've already missed me working on a couple of them. Right now we're on a recovery mission to find a buried tank. So let's check in on our good friend the drone. Kicking butt. Not finding anything yet. That little orange thing's what I was digging for. Didn't find it though, because I think it's under the road. Yeah, based on where it's at on the tablet there, it should be right here. So we could always try digging right next to the road, but Where did I leave the shovel? So we could try digging on this side too and see what we find. You never, Hey, no worries, man. You guys could continue to voice chat while you're in here for all that matters. But yeah, you never know how deep stuff are buried either. The nice thing is that I can also do this. Whoops. Grab the shovel from the tablet because I've advanced so far into the game. I can switch to dig mode. I can click on them. Now this one won't let me do it. Okay, well this one. Nope. No problem, Tristan. Have a good rest of your day. And we'll see you when you're back then. I'll be here for at least another hour. So... You're funny, Taz. So right now I've got a drone up in the sky. We can't see it, which I think is a little cheesy. But it's up there somewhere. And it's scanning everything with ground-penetrating radar. Trying to find the tank, which will be inside this circle somewhere. But sometimes it finds artifacts outside of the circle. And what I'll do is when it's done scanning the entire map, which it's about halfway done, is I'll fly it back to each one and plant a marker. Woo, baby! So we've got the tank, and next to it is something else. I'm going to try digging for that something else. Awesome. Found an M3 grease gun. Which means that the tank should be American when we dig it out. That's cool. It's the first time I've found one of those. Can I look at my props from here? No, I cannot. Well, that's too bad. Yes, sir. I have a collection. But now we can go back here. kind of looks like there should have been a second thing there. Let's try digging right next to it. Anything else in here? Nope. Just a waste of two. Oh, wait a minute. Aha! Colt 1911. Beautiful. I called that right. So there we go. I've acquired 2 things out of that hole. And there's something else over here. Will it let me dig that? It will not. I wish I could take that with me. But what I can do, while we're waiting for the drone, jump on here and go for a little cruise. Alright, so it was, we don't want to drive into our big hole. It was off this direction somewhere. And what's the tablet say? Oh, I'm a long ways from it. Whoop! Whoopsie! Boy, we screwed that one up. Because I was reading chat. I blame Bumpkin. It's all his fault. Alright. Let's try that again. Ooh. Hang on. While we're off doing that, let's dig that thing up. Oh, we can't. That's right. Alright. No big deal. Let's avoid the swamp this time. Hey, too many trees. Of course I do, Taz. Boy, the controls on this are garbage. Alright, let's get our bearings. Really? And no super strength here, so... Well, that stinks. I'm almost to it. Oh, seriously, are we gonna be nighttime, huh? Well, there's something else I can do. Alright, so we'll have the drone. Whoops. Drone. Come here. No, right on it, please. There we go. Start the drone up. Get the drone to fly back over to it, and then we can have it place a marker. And then we'll fly to this one. And we'll place a marker there too. And last but not least, we'll fly to that one. Come on, drone, get up there. And we'll place a marker there too. Beautiful. Where's my shovel? My handy dandy trusty shovel. Alright, here's our marker. So we dig. Oh, that's a good idea, Taz. I'll have to try that and see if it works. That would be pretty cool if it did. Come on, find something. Let's dig a little farther out. And what do we have there? Another Colt 1911. Nifty. Alright. Quad. Aw, seriously, I dropped my shovel. I imagine not, there, Taz. Crap. Now I've lost my hole. And my shovel is in my hole. Come on. Where is the hole? There it is. Now where's the shovel in the hole? There it is. Nice call, Taz. That's awesome. Now if I can actually get it out, it'll be doubly awesome. But it looks like she's stuck. What the? Okay. Well, that's fun. It just forced me to get a tow. Alright. So I need to... Be nice if I had a headlight on this. Alrighty. Also, this quad has no brakes. And here we go with the shovel again. Come on, dig. Any predictions on what we'll find out here? If anything. That's something right there, isn't it? Oh, seriously, shovel? Another grease gun. Cool. That's been quite the haul. And And last but not least, we want to head north. Nah, I'll eat popcorn at 3 a.m. Popcorn's good anytime. Oh, that's a hill. Oops. Oh. Oh. I know what this is. This is the hidden treasure. I read about this. Where am I? There I am. That you could go and dig up a hidden treasure in the graveyard. Oh, that's funny. Well, I got the achievement. Cool. Blarg. And now, we just tell... Actually, for giggles, let's send the drone right here. Find out exactly where that's at. And see if we can dig that up or not. Oh, good. And daylight's coming back around. How nice. Okay. And our marker is not in the road, so we should be... Oh, I was so close. Look at how close I was. So close. And there it is. It's a Tommy gun. Well, that's going to greatly improve my museum. And now we can stop farting around because we've done everything except the tank. So here we go, digging up a tank. And I called in all this heavy equipment. The hole's full of water. Sweet. So start the pump to drain the water out. And they make me pressure wash it. I feel like I'm in Farming Simulator. What the heck? Why do I have to clean it first? Alrighty. 16%. We got to make 30. %. I'm going to have to open the turret, I think, and get inside to get the last few percent. So we'll lay that down, open up the engine hatch. There we go. That's all it took. But I always like to explore the inside of the tank anyway while I'm still out here. But we can load it on the truck first. So, tank on trailer. Voila. Anything else in our hole? I don't see anything. Just the pressure washer there. Alright, cool. Where's our tank? Should be up here. There it is. So we've got the tank loaded up, and I can get inside of it. Loader slot. No crew inside. But look at this. Armor piercing. High explosive, high explosive. There are live rounds in these tanks. What about down in the driver's seat? Anything interesting down here? Yeah, this is all empty, which means that the transmission's been ripped out. You can also open up these boxes, and there's more ammunition in them. So, yeah, there's... Yep. Ooh. Now, what about our front machine gun? Nope, no front machine gun. Well, that's too bad. Alrighty. We have recovered a tank. We spent $7,000. We can head home. Back to the shop. Alright. There she be. That's the tank we just recovered. There is a gun in there. I just couldn't see it in the dark out there. I don't see any bullet holes in it. But yeah, the transmission, the whole drive line up here is missing. Good times. So Taz, would you like to see my museum of completely restored tanks? I hope so, because we're going to go put our grease gun and stuff in there. Oh, come on, load already. There we go. Got a museum full of restored tanks. It's beautiful. And here's my Sherman that I can hopefully, if I knew how to do it, if I remembered how to do it, I could put, oops, don't want to do that. Well, pooey. I can't remember how to do it. There's a way to mount the guns. Oh well. You can see my 2 German helmets that I found are in that case. We will. Yeah, that's great. That won't even fit. So, yes, grease gun. That's what I was looking for. We'll put a grease gun and a pair of Colt 1911s in here. Let's see, rotate. There we go. And now those are on display. In this case, I can stick another grease gun and a Tommy gun. There we go. So there, I've got some cases filled. Yeah, see, I figured out how at one point to put the machine guns back on the tanks, but for the life of me, I don't remember right now. Let's see if we can do it here in the workshop. I just pulled this one off. Let's see if it'll let me put it on. Maybe. Aha, resupply. Machine gun. Mount. Other machine gun. Mount. So this one actually has, whoops, has a second. Oh, right there. The other 30 caliber. It's coaxial. Okay. Cool. So yes, I can do it from here. Alrighty. So what would you like to see me working on? I can work on this Panther, which is pretty beat up and shot full of holes. Or I can work on this almost finished Panther, but where I have to tear the track system back apart to fix a broken torsion rod. Or I can work on the Sherman. You guys leave your comments on what you'd like to see. I'm going to take a quick break and take the dogs outside. Be right back. Oh, darn it, Taz. I understand, though. Good night. So, no one has voted for what they would like to see worked on. So I guess I will switch the two Panthers and get that other Panther fixed up. Which is going to be a long, crappy, tedious process. Move the steps out of the way. Yep. And that's why it's going to be long and tedious. Because it won't let you take a center section of the track out. What the heck? Do I have to take that off? Seriously? Yep. There we go. Thankfully, I only have to do this on one side. Okay. So which torsion bar is it? Oh, and I took the wrong side apart. That's what I get for going from memory. Crap. Well, alright. Should have checked first. Lesson learned. Always check. And it screws up my paint job. Well, that stinks. Live and learn. Alrighty. Yep. So I was trying to click on actually. Thank you. Huh. That's weird. Apparently that track wasn't fully together either. That one either. Which means this side was already assembled when I worked on the tank originally. Yeah, I don't know which of these it is offhand. Just pull it all apart. Let's look. Next one over to the right, apparently. There she is. All right. Grind that rust away. Sandblast it. Prime it. Paint it. Reassemble everything. do mean everything. Then I'll have to take it in the paint booth and get the paint job fixed. And there we go. Why does it still say 98%? Oh, come on. What else is not 100%? Everything's 100%. By missing parts. There's nothing. It has its machine gun. Is there something else I need to resupply it with? Resupply. Machine gun. Those are both dismounts. I've got ammo aboard. All of the ammo is full. Alright, well, let's swap it back in here so we can fix the paint. There we go, paint is reapplied. Sort of. But not really. Well, that's not cool. And neither is that, because that just put that on there. Well, crud. Camo. Yeah, that wasn't it. That definitely isn't it. Wait, was it over here? One of these, wasn't it? Nice. So, that's how I had it painted. Oh, good. Those are already there. Cool. Still says 98%. I don't know what it's unhappy about. But obviously it's unhappy about something. Oh well. We can't put it back in the museum right now either. So I might as well get to work on this panther. We'll weld up these holes. I don't even see where that hole's at, but got it. Jeepers. This thing was just shot full of holes. Again, I don't see where the hole for this scorch mark is at, but and sometimes I can't find them until I start doing further repairs. Alright, that's enough of that. That thing's annoying. La di da di da. Da dum da da dee. That comes off. That comes off. Oh, goody. And these boxes come off. The jack comes off. Tow rope off. Fire extinguisher box. La-di-da-di-da. All departs. Get all the rust removed. And now we will yank the engine. Whoa, that teleported me. Love when it does that. Yank the turret. Start grinding away on the insides. Doesn't look like there's anything I need to deal with in there. Definitely stuff in here though. Let's jump into the radio operator's seat. Take the 2 lockers. Jump back out. Finish grinding on the engine that was already started while it was inside the tank, even though we couldn't see it. Because all the tools in this are like area of effect. All right. That's a 92% complete engine. Beautiful. Then we just go around with our sandblaster here. Get everything all sandblasted up. We will not put an MG into this one because this one's a customer tank. It's not ours. They don't get to have MGs. We are specially licensed to have them for the museum. And we'll just go ahead and shine everything up. We should probably open that. Ooh. Yep, we got a few things we got to pull from in here. Downside to working on the German tanks sometimes is that they have things everywhere. Alright. Alright. Get the gun. Turn all the bright red, almost pink, to yellow. Oops. There we go. Now we can switch to primer. And turn all the yellow to blue. Oh, and while we're doing that, let's get all the parts we can't fix outsourced. Beautiful. Come on, make everything blue. Blue, blue, blue. All the blue. All the blue is done. Whew. I have a dog tonight that has such bad gas, it's very distracting. He's just blowing me up here. Do, 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 do. So much to paint. And I realize that I did not open up all of the hatches. Ah, that's right. These are covers, not just hatches. Okay, no big deal. Now we switch to paint. Paint all the goodies on the inside. Ooh, I see a couple things in yellow still. There we go. Get those all taken care of as best as we can. Paint everything green. Make it all pretty. Yep. That's what we do here. Paint everything green. Alright, not really, but you know. Green is my favorite color, so I usually do paint lots of green. in games that I play, where I have the choice. Okay, on to the barrel. And hopefully, when we are all finished painting this, we can quickly reassemble the pieces that we sent off to be repaired. And as soon as those are reassembled, we can hopefully get our payment for finishing out this tank. Alrighty, everything came off the main body, it looks like. Yep. Oopsie. Got some painting left to do. There we go. Assembly mode. We had the 2 boxes. We had the jack. We had the tow rope. We had this box. We had that box. We had that extinguisher. Can't remember if we had that tow rope. Yes, we did. Beautiful. We had both of those extinguishers. What's left? Fuel hose, cooling water outlet, connecting hose. Those are all things in here. Okay. And then we had the 2 that we have to get in for. This guy and the matching one on this side. There we go. We are all done. If we check our inventory, yep, we're out of parts. So we check our tablet. And yep, we got 78 out of 77. Oh, required repairs. Sorry, we got 78 out of 78, but apparently we got a bunch of stuff that we have to fix yet. Oh, this is going to be one of those jobs. Okay, this is one where we basically have to completely reassemble the tank. I mean, we don't, but it's just easier if we do. So what I'll do is I'll go here, here, buy missing parts, accept, just check out, and start rebuilding everything. Because we'll get paid for it anyway. Go. Just keep working our way forward. Hey, get in there. And that is that side of the tank complete. So we go over here. And we keep plugging away at it. Okay. There we go. Inner road wheel, spacer, double wheel spacer. So tedious. Oh yeah, when you move the steps, it takes you out of replacement mode, which is just weird. There's a lot of little bugs in this game like that, unfortunately. What do you do? And we're getting pretty close on the external of the tank. I don't think that's 100%, but it's pretty close. Move the steps back up. Really? It can't just be stuff in the turret, can it? Maybe it can. What is left? Stuff on the engine. Okay. Fuel system. Fuel hose A. Apparently needs removed. Well, that's no good, but where are we at with parts? Looks like just the ammo box and a torsion bar. How did I miss a torsion bar when she's all put together? I'm not even sure I want to know. There we go. Thankfully, we don't have to take it all back apart to put it in. Engine. Magneto. Exhaust pipe. Engine is now 100%. And we have levers. Hydraulic foot traverse control. Okay, so levers can be in the driver's spot. Yep. Okay. Then let's go to the loader's slot. Gunner. There's that one. Okay. And where the heck does this last part go? Right there. So that's all of the parts in our inventory. And she's so close to 100% that if our customer doesn't want her, well, screw him. But he's happy. Okay, so T-3485 sitting in parking right now. Oops. Move out of the way. So it's got to be this guy. Sweet. Quick run around looking for giant bullet holes. I don't see any. Let's pull the turret. And the engine. Really. Oh, we got an email. If we look on our tablet, we can actually clear the green ones out because those are finished. The blue one is in progress, and looks like somebody wants to work on an M3 half track. Now, I'm going to do something that seems kind of silly. I'm going to accept this, and I'm going to go over here to Organizer, M3 half track, and I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to fail it on purpose because I need to fail a certain number of missions in order to get a Steam achievement. So, yeah. And I hate working on the half tracks. So I just don't if I can avoid it. Alrighty. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Toolbox has got to go. Fuel tank. Oops. Tow ropes have got to go. Then the fuel tank. The other fuel tank. Other one. Other one. Other one. Tow rope. Toolbox. Other toolbox. Yeah. Alright. Oh, there's a nice big hole. We're going to want to do something about that. What I'd like to see someday in this game is being required to fully replace the engine because it was smoked by a round. That'd be nice. Right now, though, the block is always good. And that's not the case in reality. Oh, nobody's watching the stream, so I can't ask for feedback. Or if there are people watching the stream, I can't tell because YouTube is being stupid as usual. Oh look, another email. Now chances are pretty good that that one's a, hey, come find a tank email. Which are definitely always fun. And I wouldn't mind going on another one. Stupid steps. So as soon as I'm done, whoopsie, sandblasting this turret, I'm gonna check the email. Come on. There we go. Stand up straight. And mailbox. Yeah, I know I failed that one. Thank you. Yep. Info about a tank. So we'll definitely take that. And another Panther restoration. We'll take that too. Because why not, right? Ah, screw it. Let's go different way of doing things today. Let's completely finish the turret first. And I do mean completely finished. So here we go into paint. And I'm probably going to call it after this tank because I'm getting a little on the tired side. And I do still have work tomorrow as well. Come on. Here we go. Gotta paint that tank colors. It is curious. Oh, pardon me. The way some of the Russian tanks are designed. Some of them only have a single headlight, for example. And that's not because it's missing. It's just because that's the way the tank was designed. I can't claim to understand the idea there, but I think there was an American tank that way too that I've restored. And it could just be the game. You know, it might not be a reflection on reality. Ooh. I see you. So funny how sometimes the thing that you're aiming at isn't painted first, even though that's what should be getting the most of your spray. Then again, sometimes it is. Oops, I forgot to grab the welding tool and fix that hole. So I should probably do that right now before I forget yet again. Zip that hole shut. There we go. And then we got to go back to primer because we didn't prime everything on the outside. So we got to go through all the primer first. And then we'll paint this up. I see yellow back there. Come on, yellow. I see you. Boy, that was a pain. But I got it. Oh boy. I feel a sneezing fit about to start. That was fun. My head hurts now. Alright, where are we at with this contract? I need to restore all the things that I took off. Did I remember to renovate those? I did not. Crap. Well, they're getting renovated now. Well, phooey. Yeah, see, I'm definitely getting tired. Darn, I was hoping that I could look at my achievements from within the game. I'm going to tab out for a minute to Steam. Because I don't remember if that panther counted towards putting a panther in the museum. Oh, cool. I only need to finish 5 more contracts. No, 4 more contracts to to get a best mechanic. And I have to finish, oh boy, 48 more contracts to get 3 different, I'm sorry, not finish, but fail 48 more contracts to get 3 different achievements for failing contracts at 10, 25, and 50. I've failed 2 so far. I need to renovate. That means completely rebuild. 25 tanks. I'm at 19, so I'm pretty close to that one. Oh, but then they wanted me to go up to 50 after that. Well, I can do that. Advanced Digger. You have extracted your 10th tank. I'm at 9 out of 10. Ooh. All right, we're going to go on that one extraction mission before we do anything crazy. Okay, freeing up some space. You have sold an element. I can sell an element. That would be a good thing to do. Lovely side skirts. You put a fully renovated Panzer III in the museum. I have not done that yet. Derp tank. Put a fully renovated KV2 into the museum. Not yet. Underdog. A different model of Panzer III. Because the first one was a Panzer IIIM. This is a Panzer IIIJ. That's Underdog. Workhorse. The Panzer IV-G. Yeah. Infantry support. I don't know what that abbreviation stands for, so I have no idea what that is. Vickers, I haven't done one of those yet. Panzer II, Panzer IIC, I haven't done that yet. And then 5 hidden achievements. So the Panther did get counted. Sweet. Even though it wasn't 100% perfect. Cool. So we are going to, even though I'm tired, I get really sleepy here. We are going to finish up with what this guy needs. What? Those aren't renovated yet? Oh, come on. 20 more seconds. Well, as soon as this is done, does that need the engine cover? I don't believe it does. It does not. It most definitely does not. We're going to sell that engine cover that's in my inventory here. Sweet, just got that achievement of freeing up some space. And now I just need to reassemble all this stuff. To make this guy hopefully completely happy and we can be done with this tank. I hope. Is that everything? Nope, there was another tow rope. The one that stretches along over here. Apparently these Russians are all about their tow ropes. Okay. What does he say? Is he willing to be happy? He is. Perfect. And then I'm going to accept. Nope, there isn't another one to accept. Good. I'm going to go start this extraction, though, because I want that achievement as well. Alright. And I should be able to go on drone, load up full map, and hit start. Sweet. If I go on GPR. Interesting. The map isn't actually a complete map. That's funny. Okay. Okay. Well, it's going to be a bit before the drone gets down here. So while that's doing its thing, I am going to call it a night. Thank you everyone who stopped in to watch, and I'll see you on Thursday for the Lucas Island stream. Also, don't forget, contest. Alright, have a good one.